Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Lately, it is live on Raw after securing a Women's Championship Intercontinental title match. What AJ Lee say? We'll hear what AJ Lee got to say. But speaking of AJ Lee, her husband, CM Punk, the world champion, takes to the mic tonight as he prepares for his two huge games up. Perhaps could by WrestleMania. We'll see coming up. Speaking of Elimination Chamber, here are some of the matches. If we can give you the matches right quick. Bayley, Asuka, Natalya. Both women have competed in Elimination Chamber before. Now is a triple threat match to see who's going to battle it out to secure themselves a spot in the women's triple threat qualifying match. We'll see that coming up. As well as Liv Morgan, Women's Royal Rumble woman, to address the WWE Universe. Has she made her decision? We'll see coming up. As well as the main event, Jevon Evans, Gunther, Intercontinental Champion Dominik Mysterio. All three men compete, vying for a spot for the Elimination Chamber. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now, with the Raw Ring Report. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribers can. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right, let's get down to the nitty gritty here on the Raw Ring Report. We kick things off with the Raw Ring Report with the Vision. I'm going to show you what the Vision was trying to talk about. The Vision trying to get themselves over. You can see right here, Paul Heyman, Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and Bronson Reed all had some concerning issues about wanting Bronson to be in the men's elimination chamber, but they want to figure out who's that masked man. Keeps on doing it. I got an idea who's going to be that masked man. As you see right here, this masked man has been a thorn in the side of the Vision, and the Vision wants to know who is the person underneath that mask and how they're going to go moving forward with those WrestleMania plans. Well, the Vision got interrupted later tonight by LA Knight. LA Knight came out there and he proposed that he wanted to battle the Vision, all of them, but he needed some tag team partners, and he tried to enlist the help of the tag team champions, the Usos. Thought we had the Usos on there, but the Usos not on there. Well, the Usos were on there against the Vision. That was a nasty landing right here. Brick Bronson Reed pinned one of the members of the Usos. He pinned Jay or Jimmy, one of them. He pinned them. And you see right here, the masked man did the same stuff again, like he did before. And then this masked man is a thorn in the side of the Vision. Vision just want to know and find out who this man is and what he's doing. It's going to be a hard to sell because everyone's thinking it's going to be Seth Rollins. But, you know, we saw a Survivor Series who the man of the Vision was. But it's keep on guessing and guessing who this person is going to be. But we'll keep a close eye on it and see what's going to go down a little bit later on. Well, speaking of that, Liv Morgan got confronted by this woman right here, Stephanie McCure. Stephanie McCure asking Liv Morgan, begging Liv Morgan to pick her for a main event at WrestleMania. Liv Morgan still trying to play the guessing game and trying to say that she knows in her head who she wants to face. But Michael Cole keeps pressuring the answers and getting the questions. But Liv Morgan doesn't want to until, like I said, Stephanie McCure came out there and kept pressuring the champion, the Royal Rumble winner, to make her choice. And Stephanie McCure wanted that shot against Liv, but Liv Morgan, too mostly traumatized that Stephanie McCure came at her that way and haven't made her mind that choice. We kind of know what Liv's going with, but we don't know yet. Liv appeared on SmackDown this week until Jay Cargill told her, you better not try some of that stuff. But I think Liv got to pick one of them. She's got to make a decision because that Women's Elimination Chamber match is coming soon, and Liv doesn't make a decision, it's going to be detrimental to it. Well, you get this right here. AJ Lee back on Raw after last week. AJ Lee goaded Becky Lynch to put her championship on the line. And Becky Lynch did. Becky Lynch will defend the Women's Intercontinental Championship against AJ Lee at the Elimination Chamber a week from Saturday, next Saturday. And we'll see that right here. Is Becky Lynch and AJ Lee battle for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. We'll see how that's going to go. But Becky Lynch trying to tout who said this about her with praise and support. Becky Lynch is one of the greatest women's wrestlers. She's one of the four horsewomen. But Becky Lynch trying to tout herself and trying to put herself over. Liv Morgan, not Liv Morgan, but AJ Lee really didn't care. AJ Lee was telling Becky Lynch, let's squabble, let's fight. And Becky Lynch trying to hold back and hold off. So there's a lot of that going on, that banner. But we will see if Becky Lynch and AJ Lee continue on this war of words and see how far that's going to go. Well, we get to this right here. One of the matches right here for the Women's Elimination Chamber. Bayley, Asuka, Natalya, and battle. These three women knows a thing or two by being Elimination Chamber. Bayley won Elimination Chamber a long time ago. She won their first one back in 2019 with Sasha Banks to win the women's tag team titles, as well as Asuka won one. And Natalya been in one a couple of minutes herself, so all women, they know about the chamber. Well, what a battle it was. The battle on lines were drawn. I kind of had a feeling that Asuka was going to win. Asuka did win. Asuka's tailor-made for that match, and Asuka will get her chance and get her opportunity. She'll meet along in the chamber Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Tiffany Stratton. The winner of this women's elimination chamber will meet who Liv Morgan picks, and it can be either who I guess in the women's WWE Women's Championship match. You never know, but you kind of get an indication of what's going to go down. So we kind of seeing how it's going to go. Well, we know next week Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane will battle. Which one of these three women will advance into the Women's Elimination Chamber match? That's going to be the question that everybody wants to know. So we will see how that's going to go down next week by Asuka emerged victorious as she did. Well, we see that El Gran Americano and Penta. You see El Gran Americano went against Penta for no one contendership for the Intercontinental title. As we see that the original El Gran Americano came and Penta thanked him, and El Gran Americano got rid of the dead weight for him. Penta earning himself a future Intercontinental Championship match over El Gran Americano. And then El Gran Americano looking like, man, what is going on? Something did go on, but we will have to wait and see how this is going to go. Well, speaking of for that, but we can tell there's going to be a battle between the two El Gran Americanos sooner rather than later. So we'll see how this is going to go. But speaking of that, Natalya and Maxine Dupree, these two women that got some more issues that had them. This issue is far from over between them. And you see Maxine Dupree try to get her hands on Natalya, and Natalya cost her a shot at the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Natalya just didn't see it coming. So we see that a lot is going on, moving parts left and right. So, hey, we see as well. Also, too, we may be getting a future test run. Will Opa Family go against Rusev? There'll be a match, but I feel like they're trying to derail that and have Opa Family not wrestle Brock because that's the match everybody wants to see. And I don't think WWE doesn't get the picture with that, but they're trying to avoid that. But how can you avoid it when it's inevitable? But I get they want to start Opa Family off with an opponent with Rusev. But Rusev really has been lately, but I don't know if Rusev's going to get that opportunity. A lot of these folks have been stale a little bit later. Like Bayley has been stale a little bit. Rusev has been stale. It just ain't the same like it was 10 years ago. As well, LA Knight's been a little bit stale too. But LA Knight, I'm hearing reports that I'll tell you a little bit later where I'm hearing what LA Knight might be facing at WrestleMania. We'll see. As well as this right here, CM Punk. CM Punk returns the world champ. I got a lot on his plate because he wants to defend the belt. He wants to be a fighting champion. CM Punk confronted Finn Balor in the Judgment Day. Finn Balor had his Judgment Day crew, but Punk told Balor, like, hey, why you need them? If I seen what you do, I seen what you did once I had left. I want to see if you can do that. And with stuff like that, I think CM Punk's trying to get in Finn Balor's head, like, you can do this on your own. You don't need them. I don't know why you won't need them. Finn Balor thought he needed them for reinforcements, but CM Punk was trying to tell Finn Balor that, hey, you don't need the Judgment Day. You kind of can do it on your own. I think Finn Balor kind of take heed on it, and now Finn Balor's listening, but a lot of dissension going on in the Judgment Day as JD, Dominic kind of not looking side-eyed Finn Balor, thinking Finn Balor lost his mind, and Finn Balor doesn't know what he wants to do. There's a lot going on, a lot of stakes going on in this. You can tell right there that Finn Balor got a lot to think about, but Finn Balor said he wants to do this on his own. So we'll see. There's going to be a lot of dissension going on between the Finn Balor and Judgment Day moving forward. Well, speaking of Dominik Mysterio, this is one of the new games for the 2K26. Dirty Dom will have the both of his belts, the Intercontinental and the AAA Championship. That will be part of the game. So Dirty Dom's got both belts in tow. As he been. Well, we move on to the main event. The main event was this right here. Jevon Evans, the high flying Enigma, versus Gunther, the career killer, who's been killing a lot of careers lately, including Goldberg, John Cena, and AJ Styles. And Dominik Mysterio, the current reigning AAA and Intercontinental champion. Which one of these three men was going to advance into the Elimination Chamber to earn themselves a spot in the chamber? And you can tell you right now, the chamber is that 36 feet in diameter, 6 tons of steel. We're going to see who's going to do it and who's going to do what they need to do to get to the chamber, and that's the ultimate goal. But throughout the whole entire match right here, Dragon Lee returned the favor to Gunther. At the Gunther had trying to knock out Dragon Lee at the Dragon Lee's former tag team partner and best friend AJ Styles got tied by Gunther at the hands of Gunther. Dragon Lee returned the favor at the Gunther was trying to use the hammer, the bell hammer, to nail Dominik Mysterio, who's trying to act like Eddie Guerrero, the lie, cheat, and steal method. That just didn't work. Well, Jevon pick up the win over pinning Dominik Mysterio. Jevon Evans wins and earns himself a spot in the men's elimination chamber to perhaps go for the WWE Championship. Like we said, Jevon Evans done it, and Jevon Evans now is on his way. I think this is the fastest rising right there what Jevon has ever done. Jevon Evans really on the verge of being fast. Don't be shocked nor surprised if Jevon, if he pinned Dominik Mysterio, he probably will get a Intercontinental Championship match. And like Michael Cole said, I see a future championship under Jevon, perhaps the Intercontinental or the United States Championship for Jevon. That he's moving up, upward mobility for Jevon Evans. Like I said, Jevon Evans in the upward mobility as we see. All right, Jevon Evans, move on. He's moving on quickly. We know next week we'll move that. But this ends the Raw Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics of the Heat Seat. Right here, next week on Raw. Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso, Bronson Reed, and the original El Gran Americano. These three men will compete for a spot in the Elimination Chamber. We'll see which one of these three men will get the spot next week, as well as the women. Raquel Rodriguez, Io Sky, and Kairi Singh compete for a spot. So we'll see how that's going to be going next week as well. Well, also in wrestling news right here, AJ Lee revealed that she has been scanned, so she's going to be on the game. AJ Lee going to be scanning herself for the 2K6 game. Me and AJ a long time, but AJ Lee giving an update that she's going to be in the game. So if you want to play AJ Lee, you can play AJ Lee against Becky Lynch or whoever. Speaking of somebody who's not going to be part of WrestleMania, Bianca Belair, let's have our prayers and fingers crossed for Bianca Belair. You can tell right here, her finger hasn't. It's like she's having finger surgery. Undergo finger surgery. I hope Bianca Belair comes back stronger with her finger and everything in place. Ooh, that's just how that go. But our prayers go for Bianca. We want Bianca to come back stronger than ever. So prayers up for Bianca at this time. But we'll get updates on that. Speaking of that, the Wrestling Observer had called Booker T the worst announcer, but when you think of it, Booker T ain't somewhat of a bad announcer. He just sometimes he missed the cues and stuff. And I think that's what Vic Joseph has to kind of keep him in line and keep him in balance. But he does his job. But MJF, the current AEW champion, saying Booker T was a homegrown guy with massive drawing power on TV without having to work for him. Vince McMahon, if you dislike what he does, that's fine. So MJF trying to say put some respect on his name. He earned it, which Booker T did. Booker T was kind of like one of the homegrown stars, and then Vince got him and went on to the races. Speaking of that, next week on Raw being in Atlanta, and they're going to pay tribute to AJ Styles. Will AJ Styles be in the building for Atlanta? We'll see. But AJ Styles coming back, and hopefully he comes back. And we'll see what AJ Styles will do. Speaking of that, General Manager Adam Pearce was delivered a box, and a lot of people are wondering, it's like a Jim Cornette quote, like what's in the box is in the box. They're gonna get a pop. Saying delivered to WWE don't open until 2026, so we don't know what's in this box. A lot of people are already speculating it could be Chris Jericho or Brock Lesnar or somebody's in the box. So we'll keep a close eye. Who's in that box? He always does that just to play spoiler. So we'll see how this is going to go. But like I said, some of the main highlights of the night. We know who was the superstar of the night. The superstar of the night was none other than Mr. Jevon Evans. Jevon Evans was our Raw superstar of the night. Jevon Evans picked up the win and earned that victory over Gunther and Dominik Mysterio to give himself a shot at the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber. So we'll see that going. As well as the topic of the night was AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. They're gonna have their match. I want to show you AJ Lee and Becky Lynch before we go. AJ and Becky Lynch was the top of the night. Their heat discussion. See them fight at Elimination Chamber for the Women's Intercontinental title. See how that's going to go down. All right. We're going to leave you here on the Raw Ring Report with Jevon Evans getting the victory over Gunther and Dominik Mysterio to qualify in the men's Elimination Chamber. NXT report here